Yeah, so uh, welcome everyone, and my name is Monica. And today's topic of exploration is happiness. Some of you may have joined the earlier sessions, and a few may be new, and that is okay. And I'm thankful that you're ready to explore, having no idea what we are going to discuss today, really, what is going to be the structure, but you are here today. So the topic that we have chosen, that I have chosen for today's exploration is happiness. There can be several other names for this also. Peace, clarity, love, joy for no reason, or an everlasting happiness. There are so many names that we can give to the same thing called happiness. And why is it important for us? We all know that it is something that we have been seeking. In our relationships, don't we seek happiness? And when they don't give us happiness, then we kind of, the mind gets boggled up and runs from here to there. The marriage was supposed to give me happiness, but it's not giving me happiness. What to do? What to do? The same kids, we are so happy when the kids are born, but we see that the same kids who gave us happiness at one point of time now do not seem to give that happiness at the moment right now. The same person who I fell in love with and who gave me so much of happiness at one point of time, the same person does not seem to give me any more, more happiness right now. So what is it that is going on? This is what the exploration is today, tonight, about that. What is it that is going on? What is the nature of happiness? And can happiness be given by somebody external? Can happiness be given by something, uh, something, some gadget, some office, some work, some money, some relationship, anything that may seem to be external? Can happiness be given? Has it ever happened that in my life happiness came from some person? These are a few hints for us to contemplate on tonight. And if the same object or the same person uh, gave me happiness at one point of time, why is it that the same person or the same object does not give me happiness at the other points of time? What is the element that I'm missing? So where is this happiness actually coming from? So these are a few thoughts that I wanted to throw in front of you. And I would like you also to participate in this exploration so that we can share our experiences of, our own life and see what is the thing that is going on. What is this happiness? How can we actually get it without being handicapped, on some other person or thing or situation? Is it possible to have everlasting happiness in my life or everlasting peace in my life, which is independent of objects or persons or relationships? Is it a possibility? So yeah, with that, I would like you to just share anything that is coming to you right now. It may be why this topic was relevant. It may be why I am here today. It may be what is happiness for me in my life, and do I see it coming from external people, resources, and things. Yeah. And why is it not permanent? Why does it appear to fleet away, kind of coming and going and coming and going? Why is it there like that? Or at least it appears like that, coming and going and fading away. Yeah, with that, I would like to invite a few reflections. You can type it in the chat window, or you could just unmute and share if you're comfortable with that. Yeah. Also this acknowledgement, it's very important to acknowledge that yes, I have been seeking and I'm still seeking for happiness, right? Yes. Yes, Rishabh. Yes. So you are sharing that happiness depends on our views and on other things. That is what you want to share? Yeah. Okay. So you want to say that if I change my view, then it's possible to have happiness by changing my attitude. Is that what you are saying? And when you say on other things, you want to say that you derive happiness from things like, meeting a friend, or, going for a walk, or you mean to say that one derives happiness. That thing is giving one happiness. That is what you want to say? Okay. Okay. Has it ever happened with you that, I may love ice cream, I may love ice cream. So there are moments in my life when I'm having ice cream and I'm very happy. But at the same time, I also see moments in my life where I'm having ice cream, but I'm not happy. Has it not happened with you that the same thing that was supposed to give me happiness, in many moments it gives me happiness, it seems to give me happiness? Yes. So the same walk or the same friend or the same lover that seems to give me happiness, at other points of time, as if that happiness is not coming from that person. So what is that thing that is happening? Because you are saying, yeah. Yes, Rishabh. So would you like to share what happened? You said today similar thing happened to me.
Hello. Hi, Monica.
Yes, hi Rishabh. Yeah.
Yes, a similar thing that happened to me was I like to. I'm a working professional and I have to work for full day. And I enjoy a moment when I uh, watch some movies in my free time. And I seek that time that when I get a time when I don't receive any calls, nobody is disturbing me, and I can watch my movies. So I today it was a non-working day for me, and I got a chance to see that movies, but still I was not feeling that much happy.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, this is a very beautiful opportunity for us to explore, and I'm glad that you are here exploring this with us. The same movie, if it was a permanent source of happiness and it was the thing that was giving me happiness, then what happened today? Why that movie did not or was not able to fulfill that promise that, hey, Rishabh, I will give you happiness forever in your life. The promise was not fulfilled. What happened? What really happened? And if the movies were actual source of happiness, it would actually give you happiness without a fault, without being uh, amiss, without losing that opportunity to give you happiness. It will be a continuity in your life that the movies will give Rishabh happiness. But you saw today that the same movie or the movies that you like, they were not able to make you happy. What happened? So it tells us, the first thing that it clearly shows us is that happiness is not coming from external things. It may appear that it has been coming, because so far it seemed to have been coming. But today I saw the same thing did not give me happiness. So what just happened? So can I look at my premise? What was the premise that I was making? What was the hypothesis that I was making? That my happiness comes or is derived from external things like movies or meeting a person or going for a walk, having a cigarette, having good food, etc., etc. But today it failed. So I have to question it. This is the exploration we are going to do today. What happens when we, in those moments where we seem to receive happiness from external source, what really happens? Let's see. So imagine that I am seeking. I am seeking to watch a movie, or I am seeking to have a marriage. I am seeking to have a partnership. I am seeking, something in me is seeking, in feeling incomplete without having a kid. Okay, so owing to my desire to have uh, either a marriage, my desire to have a kid, my desire to watch a movie, my desire to have an ice cream, I am propelled to do the activity that wants to show me that, hey, I will give you that fulfillment, I will give you that fulfillment, right? So as if like a magnet, that activity that promises to give me happiness calls me towards that particular thing, right? This is what happens. I go, I sit up from my bed, I go either get married, have a partnership, have, any physical intimacy, have a kid, have watch movie, anything that's supposed to give me happiness. So I do all those activities. Getting up from my bed, I do all those activities. In that particular little moment, when I am actually having that external thing which was supposed to give me completion or happiness, for a few moments, it seems that I am not seeking anymore. I am fulfilled. Imagine that I want to smoke a cigarette. I'm feeling very restless. So when I'm having a cigarette in my hand, in that moment, maybe for a few moments, I will feel really relaxed. Why is that relaxation there? Because the seeking has been fulfilled temporarily. At least it appears to have been fulfilled temporarily. So I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed. Nothing in me is seeking. Nothing in me is seeking. And that is why I experience a state of happiness. It may be for very, very short duration, happiness or contentment or fulfillment. Now, what really happened here? I was seeking. I wanted to fulfill myself. I was feeling so incomplete, restless. And owing to wanting to feel complete and contented, I got up from my bed and either had marriage, have kids, or whatever, promised to have that contentment. For a few moments, I felt very relaxed. And that relaxation was there because nothing in me was seeking in those few moments. So it may have appeared that the happiness came as a result of the external activity, but is that true? Is that true? The happiness came from the absence of the seeking self in that moment. Can we all see that? It's as if, imagine that there is sky, and there are dark clouds in the sky. The sky is overcast. Now, a few patches of sky may appear blue. Just like that, so darkness, blue patch, darkness, blue patch. Whenever we have happiness in our life, it appears like coming, going, coming, going. Blue patch comes and goes, comes and goes. But if we actually go close and inspect the sky, we will see that the blue sky is ever present. In the background of the dark clouds, the blue sky is ever present. It is never gone. So what appears to give it punctuation, ki aa rahi hai, ja rahi hai, aa rahi hai, ja rahi hai, was the dark clouds. What is the dark cloud in this case, the case that we are exploring? It's the dark cloud of seeking. There is something in me which is feeling incomplete. And that thought of being incomplete, it is just a thought, it is nothing else. That thought of being incomplete, fulfilling, wanting to be fulfilled, there is so much of restlessness in the being. That thought is like a dark cloud, which as if it masks that ever-present sky of happiness, which is my true nature. So in that moment where I actually grab the cigarette, or in actually, in the beginning, I begin to watch a movie, I feel very relaxed, content, and happy. Why? Because the dark cloud of seeking, that thought which says again and again, you are incomplete, you are incomplete. There is something lacking in life. There is something lacking in life. That dark cloud for that few moments is not there. So happiness then shines from the background. Why? Because of the absence of the dark cloud of being incomplete, the thought of being incomplete. There are no thoughts in that particular little time frame when the object of desire has been given. Imagine that you're wanting to have a new gadget, right? The moment I have the gadget, there is extreme sense of fulfillment, because in that sense, in that moment, there is nothing in me. That desire seems to have been fulfilled. So there is nothing in me that is seeking to fulfill itself still. So उस समय, उस moment में ऐसा लगता है मिल गया, right? And owing to ये लगता है कि मिल गया, हमारे अंदर ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता है जो ये सोच रहा हो कि आई एम स्टिल सीकिंग, अभी और चाहिए, एटलीस्ट फॉर सम ड्यूरेशन, राइट? सो इट इज द एब्सेंस ऑफ द सीकिंग सेल्फ. It is the absence of the thought that I am incomplete and I am restless and I want to be fulfilled. That absence that shines the light of the ever-present happiness, which is my true nature. It can never be given from anything external. It can never be given. It has never been given. So can we look at this? Because why is it important to look at this? Because we lose our power in our life when we give the burden that you should make me happy. And we see that the person or the relationship or the thing, the office, the work, the job, it fails. It cannot make us happy, because happiness cannot be got from anything external. All the masters, mystics have said, happiness is your true nature. Peace, contentment, joy is your true nature. So why do I not feel it? Why do I always feel incomplete? Can I ask this question? Is the feeling of incompletion not just a thought, a dark cloud of thought? Who are you? Who are you? All of you who are listening today, who are you in a very short moment of time, right now, for example, when there is no thought obscuring your being? Who are you in absence of your thoughts? Would there still be incompletion in absence of thoughts? Is incompletion not just a story that I have in my head? And what happens when I actually follow that story? Imagine that I'm feeling so incomplete. So what happens? I want to fulfill it, because it does not feel nice to be incomplete. Now, actually, if we actually want to start a true path in our life, we can begin right from there, exploring what is this feeling of incompletion? Can I stay with it? Why do I want to run away from it? What is really wrong about this feeling of incompletion? Have I ever explored it? Why do I want to shoo it away? Why can't I live with it? Letting it be. Imagine that we are all sitting in our own areas, wherever we are, and this feeling of restlessness or incompletion comes into the being. So what is there in this feeling of restlessness or incompletion? There would be two things. There would be two components. One would be the story of incompletion. Me and my story. मैं क्यों अपने आप को अनवर्दी समझती हूँ. So one element in the feeling of incompletion would be this story. मैं, मेरा बचपन, लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोचते हैं, मैंने अपनी लाइफ में क्या अचीव किया है, क्या नहीं अचीव किया है, मैं कितना वर्दी अपने आप को समझता हूं, नहीं समझती हूं, all that story, the clutter in the head, this is what forms incompletion. Plus what comes along with that, when I have this feeling of incompletion, what is there? Some sensation in the body. I may feel uneasy in the abdomen. I may have a burning sensation in the chest, or maybe some uneasiness in the heart, in the body, and any part of the body, right? So can I allow and explore this feeling of incompletion as if I'm meeting it for the first time? What is so wrong with it? And how do we meet it? How do I meet incompletion? And why am I meeting incompletion? Because incompletion, feeling of incompletion or any other feeling, comes as a gift from life. It has been given from life to me to explore. But what I do is I never explore it. I just run away from it. And hence I am always seeking happiness. And the paradox is, mazedar cheez ye hai, that if I actually meet the feeling of incompletion, restlessness, unfulfillment in my life, allow it to meet myself, meeting the unfulfilled kind of sensation in the body, I will see that even that has the capacity to lead me to everlasting happiness. How? We will see, we will explore. So this feeling of incompletion has come up in the being, and I'm not running away from it. I don't want to run away from it. I see that this feeling of incompletion has two components. One is a raw sensation in the body, and the other one is the story in the head. Story about incompletion. Now, when I will meet the incompletion, I will not engage myself in the story. मैं उसके बारे में सोचने नहीं शुरू कर दूंगी. I will not keep on thinking about the story of incompletion. That is not meeting incompletion. I will stay with the raw sensation of incompletion in the body and see what is actually wrong with it. It's just a pure sensation, as if there is a tingling sensation in my fingers. What is wrong with it? I can actually stay with this feeling forever. So what is wrong in feeling incomplete? Nothing. Nothing, almost nothing. And I, you don't buy me when I'm saying this. Practically do this experiment with yourself. You may do it right now as we are talking. Stay with all the uneasy sensation in your being. Now, when I say stay with the sensation in the being, it means I'm not going into the thinking domain. I'm not entertaining the thoughts in that moment. Imagine that there is a friend who comes to meet me. So I will meet the friend face to face. I'll not be thinking about the friend. So this is how we feel everything that comes. We meet everything that comes in our life. And I will see that this feeling of unhappiness that has come, again, it has two parts. It has a bodily sensation, uneasiness in the body, and it has a story of why I am feeling unhappy. So I am not going to go into the domain of why I am feeling unhappy, because that is not meeting unhappiness. I will meet unhappiness here, right here. And I will see, oh my God, these are just bodily sensations. I can stay with them. I can allow them in my being. I do not have to follow the dictate or be a puppet of when unhappiness comes and it says, you must do that and only then you will feel happy. I have been doing that for years and I see still that I'm still puppeted around. Happiness is not something which I have, contentment, peace, is not something which I have with me 24/7. Why do I feel this lack of happiness? And that is why I am ready to now explore. This is the reason I want to explore this. Because if people say that happiness is my true nature, it must be in my authority to have it. It must not be dependent on external situations, people, and objects. And do it. Do this experiment with yourself, because this is our birthright. Knowing our true nature, living it out, is our birthright. So in the moment when I am exploring this feeling of unhappiness that has come to me, I am not shooing it away. मैं उसको भगा नहीं रही हूँ. I am not wanting, go away from there. Why are you still there? I don't want to be unhappy. I don't want to be unhappy. I'm just saying, let it be. Okay, unhappiness has come. What next? I'm going to meet unhappiness in the body. I'm not going to think about unhappiness. That I have been doing for ages, and that has not given me anything. That has only caused me suffering and more restlessness. And this is the very reason that I'm willing to explore now. And you will see, as you will explore this, you will see there is no problem being in that uneasy feeling in the body of unhappiness. There is no problem in being with that sensation. You can be perfectly happy being with an unhappy sensation. Try this. There is something that I feel in the body. It may not be very pleasant. And it's okay to have it. Wow, as if unhappiness just wanted to be met. I never needed to go into the story of unhappiness, because stories are stories. There are umpteen number of stories. It'll be never-ending game. It has been a never-ending game. We all know. We have all lived enough of life that we know that there is no end to stories. And in that moment, when you are meeting unhappiness in the body, you will see that there is no person in you which is seeking still. कि कुछ और हो जाए, कुछ और हो जाए, कुछ और हो जाए. That seeking will disappear slowly. And when the seeking disappears, as if the dark cloud disappears from the sky, suddenly a contentment, peace, and happiness, the blue sky of contentment, peace, and happiness shines. There was never anything missing from life. Life just wanted itself to be met. So I can be perfectly happy with an unhappy sensation. Now, happiness does not mean that I'm overjoyed and, dancing and bubbling around. Not that. Just a feeling of ease. Just a feeling of being content. I'm fine with this sensation. Isn't that so liberating? That you don't need any person, any situation, anything to make you happy. Because we saw that the moment I have that thing or a gadget or marriage or a partner or a relationship that seems to give me happiness, what really happened? The moment I have that ice cream in my mouth, for few moments, something in me is not seeking. So it is the absence of seeking that is giving me happiness. Not giving exactly, it is revealing the blue sky of happiness. Because that seeking is like a dark cloud which appears in the sky, which obscures my true nature, which is happiness, peace, and contentment. So this is an invitation to almost a never ending journey of meeting life. Can I allow myself, whenever any situation happens in life, any feeling comes up in the being, can I allow myself to meet it fully and tell myself that there is nothing wrong in meeting life? I can go through any so-called ugly sensation, like ugly feeling, name it. Jealousy, anger, hatred, name it. Lust, greed. So the moment the movement of lust rises up in my being, there would be again two things: bodily sensations and the story of me being incomplete. Can I meet lust in the body? Can I meet greed in the body once and for all? And each and every movement and feeling of life has the capacity to again shine and reveal that ever-present sky of contentment, peace, and happiness in my life. My peace, contentment is not, and it was never dependent on any external person. It may have appeared to do so. Because we see that the moment, I may get a PhD degree, and for few moments, I'm very happy. I'm very, very elated because nothing in me is seeking. The dark cloud of seeking is not there. There are no thoughts which are telling me I'm incomplete, I'm incomplete. I must do something in order to fulfill myself. There is nothing in me that is telling me. So for a few months, I'm completely content having that degree of PhD. But after a few months, it fades away. A new seeking comes up in the being. A thought comes up. I am incomplete. I must fulfill myself. And the game begins again. And if I had noticed in the moment of getting a PhD degree that what just happened, why am I so happy? Is it actually that I've gotten a PhD degree which is making me so happy? Or is it the absence of seeking self in me? There is nothing in me which wants anything from life right now. I am allowing the life to be as it is in its fullness, not wanting to change it, correct it, fix it my own way. And why is it important for us to discover that? Because we almost gain our freedom back. We gain our power back. We stop giving our power to people, situations, things, happenings in life. We reclaim our power back. Who doesn't want to have strength? Who doesn't want to be powerful? Who doesn't want to feel fulfilled, in one's own being? That yes, there is nothing lacking in me. I am responsible for my own happiness. And now from this space, a new sadhana has to begin. Now from this space, a new life has to begin, because the quality of relationships coming from this space of I am complete onto myself would be completely different. You will not be putting the burden of happiness, that you give me happiness, on somebody else. And that person would feel again so without any burdens, that I don't have to make anybody happy. I can be myself. I can be myself. I can be truly myself. There is no burden on my shoulders कि मुझे इसको खुश रखना है और उसको खुश रखना है, all these things that we really kind of burden our shoulders with. So that is a new beginning of life, coming out of this knowing that nothing can ever complete me. And we need more and more of people in this world who are coming from this knowing. Because the state of the world is in front of us, and we know all those relationships where we have this lack in me, that you fulfill me, you give me happiness, you are responsible, you didn't do that. How chaotic and how ugly those relationships can get. Have we not all tasted that for ourselves. So now this is the next step. Once we more and more know ourselves, that nothing can complete us, I am responsible for my own happiness. Because in moments where nothing in me is seeking, I am happy, I am content, I am peaceful. In those moments, I don't want anybody to make me complete, fulfilled, or make me happy. And isn't that a life with lack of burden on other people, that hey, you can be who you are. You are giving the other person a space to be. Wouldn't that be beautiful? That that person does not have to worry about your happiness 24/7. And this is why it is so important. It's so, so very important. Can we do that? Can we at least take a step in our own lives to live a life from this new understanding of no one can give me happiness. Happiness is who I am. In moments when nothing in me is clouding that nature. Now, what clouds my being? What clouds my essential nature? Thoughts. A thought comes and it tells me, hey, you are unworthy. And I believe in that thought. I completely buy that thought. And I end up, after 1 hour of rotating that thought in my head, I just end up feeling really, really, really unworthy. And then I want someone, something, some situation to get fixed in life so that I'm happy again. I don't even stop and pause to reflect. Why on earth do I need to go in that story at all? Because I am the one who is fueling that story. I am the one who is making that story real by giving it so much of importance. Now, can I turn the mind away from this old habit of abusive thinking? Abusive thinking. We actually abuse our minds. We just use them so badly that we have no control over that again, totally. And we don't even see that it has not given me anything. All that obsessive thinking of thoughts in the head, me and my story, me and my story, me and my story, has it really given us anything? And if not, if it hasn't given me anything, why on earth do I want to think it again? And the moment I stop allowing so much of fuel, so much of power to me and my story, I will see, oh my God, there is nothing wrong with who I am. I can begin from scratch right here. And right action will be taken. You will be taking right actions. It's not that you will, become saintly and kind of, relax and not do anything. Not like that. You will then be able to reclaim, have your power back, because it actually uses up a lot of power, a lot of energy when we are obsessively thinking about our stories in the head, which is after some time landing me up in unhappiness. So can I stop to question, why on earth do I need to give so much of importance to this story, which is clouding me and my mind, cluttering my mind? So what clouds my true nature? Let us go there. My true nature is ever present happiness, contentment, peace, for no reason. There is no reason to it. But I see that in many moments of life, most moments of life, I'm not there. I'm unhappy. I'm almost unhappy virtually every passing moment of my life. Now, what happens in deep sleep? In deep sleep, there is no one who is seeking. The mind is absolutely at rest. In only the time when we are in deep sleep, the mind, the seeking self in the mind, which is originated from the mind, me and my story, I am incomplete, that is at absolute rest in deep sleep. So there is contentment, peace, and stillness in that state. But the moment I begin to wake up from that sleep, imagine that you are waking up in the morning, wee hours, early hours in the morning, you are half awake. It will take some time for the mind to again stand up with me and my story. So you will experience moments of peace, stillness, and really contentment during those few moments. Because me and my story is not up yet. The mind has rested in its source, which is stillness, which is peace, contentment. That is the source of mind. So now when the mind is now rising up from the being, me and my story has not yet manifested. So I have still moments of peace and clarity. But the moment the day rises up, me and my story is back. The feeling of incompletion is back. Unhappiness is back. Can we see this? This is almost like an experiment. Can we see this happening? What is the game that is happening in my life? Because if I will not see this, I will be forever puppeted around by these games. Who doesn't want to be in charge of his life? And what can we be in charge of? At least our own self, our own being, which is most close to us, most intimate. So in moments of not seeking anything, I see that there is nothing wrong with life. I am enough. I am content. But it takes only a few moments and the story rises up. Now what to do, right? What to do, how to go about it? Because there will be, even after the session is over, uh, it's not a matter of one session that I know who I am. It almost requires a continuous immersion in this knowing that I am that completion that I seek. There is nothing in this world that can fulfill me, complete me. So one has to more and more in our daily life live from that sense, from that knowing. How will I act in this situation if my happiness is not dependent on this person? This is how we do it in daily life. How will I act in this particular situation? What words would I say to this person if I am completely responsible for my own happiness? He or she cannot bring me happiness. How would I act? What words would I say? You will see that the quality of conversation will change. And again, there would be so many times when we will fail, will not be remembering who we truly are, that we are the ever-present sky of happiness, contentment, and peace, and we are not the dark cloud of thought, feeling, and my story. We are not that. Feeling can still be, thought can still be, bodily sense perceptions can still be, but that does not reduce who I am. I am the blue sky on which all the games happen. So failures will still be there. I will forget, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let yourself fail. But in those moments where you can act from this knowing of who you truly are, act from that space. And slowly, slowly, it's almost like gymming a muscle, you know. When we begin to gym a muscle in the beginning, it's hard, you know, it takes a lot of effort, because the old habit of the body is not used to that gymming, right? So it's almost that I have to stop abusing the mind for me and my stories, which has been a habit of the mind for so long. It's hard going to get out of that habit. You will see again and again mind going into that story of me and my incompletion. Again and again, as if you're pulled into that like a magnet. But now this time you will be able to see that, oh, I was, you know, I'm again getting pulled. I'm again getting pulled. And I need not go there. I do not have to make the story, you know, so real. There is nothing in that story, because whenever I think that story, what happens? It's actually like that cloud, you know, the dark cloud in the sky becomes more and more darker and darker and darker. And what it obscures is, it obscures the blue ever present sky of contentment, peace, and happiness. This is what happens when I think the story. It almost becomes like really an overcast sky. Blue sky is not at all visible. So I completely lose a track of who I am. I am in so much of confusion, so much of utter confusion. And even there we can start. How? So when I am seeing that, oh my God, there is so much of darkness, ask yourself, who in me can see that there is darkness? Who in me has so much of clarity that there is darkness and confusion? What in me knows this experience? So even there we can begin. And that in me which knows the darkness is not the darkness itself. Darkness cannot know itself. A pen cannot know that it is a pen. Someone else can know that it is a pen. So in the moment of me noticing that there is so much of darkness, confusion, haze in my life, who am I in that moment when I am able to see the darkness? The clarity. So I'm still there. I never lost anything. I cannot lose that which I truly am. The stillness, peace, clarity of knowing and understanding. I cannot ever, ever, ever lose that. You know, there are studies done with people in depression, deep depression, and going through really challenging mental illnesses. Even there, they know that something is wrong. So we actually never get, you know, we can never lose who we truly are. We are this clarity, we are this light of understanding, we are this light of knowing. Now, isn't that truly, truly relaxing? That, oh my God, wow, you know, I cannot lose who I truly am. This clarity, this light of knowing. Even when I'm in the plunges of darkness, even when I'm in the plunges of unhappiness, I'm still that ever-present sky of happiness. What it takes is just noticing or meeting unhappiness, you know, having a teet-a-teet, you know, with happiness. Meeting unhappiness. Now, when we, again, you know, I'm reiterating this because when we say that I will be meeting unhappiness, I'll be meeting unhappiness in the body, the raw sensation of unhappiness, not the story of unhappiness. And I'll see that I can be with it. I can be with it. There is nothing wrong. And there, as if I come back home, I'm in charge of this being. And I can go through every feeling, every sensation that life presents to me. Isn't that so beautiful? almost reclaiming my power back, which I had given away to life, to situations and people and things and, other things in life, that you will fulfill me, you will fulfill me. And they never did. And because they never can. So would we like to begin from there? Would we like to experiment from this space? And this is only an invitation. There cannot be any force in this invitation. If all of you who are here today, if you did not have that inclination, no one can force you. Even now, I can just share what I have to share. It's you who has to take the action to live from this new understanding that happiness is who I am. It can never, never, ever be given from anyone else. And in those moments where I felt happy, I see that there was nothing in me that was seeking. So it appeared that it came from external source. But is that so? Kabir has talked so much. Please keep on sharing whenever you have any question or anything that is bothering, or you want to share something. Just unmute and share, or type in the chat window. Kabir says, प्रेम प्रेम सब कोई कहे, प्रेम न चीन्हे कोई, अघट प्रेम पिंजर बसे और प्रेम कहावे सोए. So Kabir is saying everyone talks of love, but who knows love really? I think no one ever knows love. प्रेम प्रेम सब कोई कहे, प्रेम न चीन्हे कोई, no one knows love. अघट प्रेम, boundless love resides in this bounded body. And that is what is true love. This contentment, this stillness, this knowing that I am enough. Me, this ever-present awareness, the one who knows all the experiences in life, the one who goes through all the experiences in life, that presence is forever love, happiness, stillness, contentment. There is nothing wrong or incomplete in that presence. Kabir says that is who we truly are. That is what love is. So now, if you look at it in context of relationships, we say that I am falling in love, or what is exactly going on in falling in love? When two people fall in love, what exactly happens? There is almost, there is no seeking in that particular moment. The seeking has been met. So there is an absence of seeking self. And that is the love we feel. So it is not coming from the other person. It may seem that it has been coming from the other person, but it is actually the absence of the seeking cloud, me and my incomplete self, the absence of that thought in my being, which is actually leading me to this experience of love. Love never came from anywhere else. Love just got revealed in those moments where seeking self was absent. I think this is so profoundly, almost, magical, that how on earth have I kept missing this for so long? It is so obvious. And the moment I know this, the moment I see this, I just almost reclaim my energy back. We have given our energies out to the world. Ki le lo, we have given our power away. Because we keep on seeking कि कभी तो कुछ बोलेगा, कभी तो बाहर से कुछ आएगा. In that we feel so weak and miserable. And the moment we stop that seeking, knowing that I am that fulfillment and happiness, there is no need for me to seek. I will still go on meeting friends. I will still watch a movie or do all those activities. But now those activities will not be coming out of this sense of separation, that this will fulfill me. So I will not be loading that activity with this burden that you have to fulfill me. So all the friendships, all the relationships now will be actually a sharing of my being, sharing of my joy, my happiness, my contentment with the other person. And that would be a truer relationship. Because that is not based on you complete me, you fulfill me. Because the other person can never fulfill us. Other person can never make me happy. We almost, unchain the other person from this obligation to make us happy. We unburden the other fellow. And you will not have to tell the other person that you are acting from this space, because it will be so implicit, it will be so obvious in your relationship that you are not coming out of a sense of lack in your being. There would be lightness in your being. The demands and expectations which we have from all the things around us, they'll not be there. Again, something can be there, but it will not be coming out of this sense of I am incomplete, and if this demand or expectation is not met, then I'll not be completed. So that sense will not be there. Now you can choose a right profession. Now I can choose a right path in my life, a path not coming out of a sense of incompletion. Yeah. If restlessness arises in the being, I can be with restlessness. There is nothing wrong. If any movement, any feeling, any sensation arises in the being, I can go through that. I can meet it fully in the body. I can allow it to be. And when I say allow it to be, again, again, not going into the story, because story does not allow me to meet the sensation, the feeling. And I will see that, wow, life is actually, only then life becomes an adventure. Before that, life remains more like a misery, or suffering mostly. Because seeking is not our true nature. And that is why we feel so miserable when we are seeking and expecting and demanding from people. We have tasted that misery, right? Misery is not our true nature. And that is why we don't want to be miserable. We don't want to be suffering. And we will see that the one step that we take towards this, it's not actually a step, but still, if we begin to act even in few moments from this new knowing, new understanding, we will see that we get more and more power. We actually feel strengthened in the being. As if the whole energy, the strength of the universe is with us. So we take one acting out of that knowing that I am complete, nothing can fulfill me, and the other act follows. We feel powered and strengthened within our being, and there that yes, this is the right path to go. This is the right path for me. And how to know that which path is not the right path? Where I'm feeling so weak and miserable, and I'm feeling that as if I'm giving my power away again and again to people, situations in life. That definitely is not coming out of a knowing of who I truly am. So there I would know that I'm not acting out of a sense of, knowing who I truly am. I'm not the dark cloud of thought. I'm not the dark cloud of story. And that is why I feel so miserable in the story. So would we, would we like to, do this in our life? It's almost like adventure. Would we like to embark on this adventure of this life? And this actually is a birthright for everyone. But again, only when we are ready can we embark on this path. First, we have to actually face all the failures and, almost slaps from life, that this is not happening, this is not happening. I'm not getting happiness from anything in my life. Yeah. So all those slaps almost become necessary, because only when I have searched enough and I have not found it anywhere, only then I turn within the being and I see, wow, what was I missing? And even when I am unaware of my own being, my true nature has never lost anything. I may be unaware for moments in where I am lost in the story in my head, in darkness, in confusion. In that moment, I may be really unaware of my true nature. But even then, in that particular darkness, the true nature is never lost. So whenever I next become ready, I can actually know myself as that clear blue sky beyond the dark cloud. I was forever home. And that is so relaxing. I find it so relaxing that there is no exertion that is needed to know who I truly am. And Kabir also talks about this. He says that it is very sahaj, it is easy. The true path is a very sahaj path. Although we have to put effort, because the old habit of the mind to remain in the stories has to die away. So a bit of effort is regularly required. But the true path is very easy. It's direct path. It is very sahaj. It's effortless. I don't have to do anything in order to be myself. In fact, whatever act I do, wanting to become something, it obscures my true being. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. I must do something to become worthy. This clouds the knowing of my true being. So anything that I exert myself towards is for sure I'm missing it. I'm just making it into another action of the mind, another activity of the day. And it is only when the activities of the mind are almost put to rest that I know who I truly am. So I don't have to act another activity of the mind in my day-to-day activities. Now I have to be aware, this is another activity. No. I have to stop engaging with me, my stories in the head, all those thoughts which are compulsive, obsessive. And when the mind falls into a rest, I know myself as my true being. Peace, calm, still. And then now I act. Now the mind rises from this knowing of peace, stillness, and calmness. And now whatever action that mind will take, it will be a right action. It will not be an action coming out of a restless mind. It will be an action coming out of a mind which has just risen from basking in its source, which is stillness. Rest. Now you will see the quality of that action. So whenever you don't have much to do, rest the mind in the source. Rest the whole being in its source. And what is the source? The source is knowing that I am. Just that. There's nothing special to it. This pure luminous awareness is forever present, just like that blue sky is forever present. So I don't have to become aware. I'm already aware. My true nature is forever aware. Awareness is not one other activity that I have to do in my day. I just have to pause and I see that I'm forever aware. Yeah, Jasmine, is there something that you want to ask? Okay, I think you unmuted by chance. Yeah. This understanding is also very important, that we don't make awareness into an activity of the mind. Awareness is actually a passivity of the mind. When the mind is resting, when the mind is not obsessively involved in me and my story, awareness is there. And it's not that the awareness is absent when the mind is in the story. Awareness is still knowing. Because how do I know that I'm in the story? Only because of the presence of awareness. So awareness is like that screen, ever present screen on which the drama of my life happens. I don't have to act in order to be aware. I am aware. When I'm saying I am sad, the very statement I am sad, if you go into it, it tells me that I am aware that I am sad. I am unhappy. So the very statement tells me that I am aware that I'm unhappy. So this awareness is almost ever present. It can never be taken away from us. I am under depression. I am aware that I am under depression. So I almost have to do nothing in order to be who I truly am. And there we see that peace, stillness, love, clarity, causeless happiness or joy, whatever you name it, these are several names. They come in bounty with this knowing, because this is who we truly are. In the absence of the dark cloud of story, this awareness shines as that blue sky of ever-present calm, poise, stillness, even knowledge, intuitive knowledge, insights, almost a wideness, a largeness of the being. So would we like to experiment with this? Or I can choose not to. I can say that the old patterns of mind are serving me well, and I will one day find that happiness from somebody. So we can still go on seeking. No one can stop us. Kabir says, I really like this doha a lot. Kabir says, daudat, daudat, daudiya, jahan lagi man ki daud, दौड़ थके मन स्थिर भया तो वस्तु ठौर की ठौर. Kabir says, you ran and ran and ran, after objects, people, relationships, things, money, ambitions. दौड़त दौड़त दौड़िया जहां लगी मन की दौड़, जहां जहां my seeking self took me, I ran. अभी मिलेगा, यहां मिलेगा, अच्छा 10 साल में नहीं मिला इस रिलेशनशिप में तो 15वें साल में मिलेगा, बट मिलेगा जरूर. दौड़त दौड़त दौड़िया जहां लगी मन की दौड़, दौड़ थके, दौड़ थके, दौड़ के थकना बहुत जरूरी है. I have to actually come to almost on my knees that I will not get it from anywhere. Almost a feeling of hopelessness from all that is external has to be there. वहां नहीं मिलेगा. दौड़ थके मन स्थिर भया. अब दौड़ के थकने के बाद क्या हुआ? What happened? The mind got still in a hopelessness. And when the mind got still, the ever-present luminous sky of awareness, of love, of clarity shines through it. It was forever there. It was the seeking self that was obscuring that sky, that illumined sky. So that's why I'm saying, there is no force on this path. And those of us who feel that they still want to run and look for it, I would say look for it. Because until I am fully convinced that I'm not going to get it outside, this path cannot begin. New life cannot begin. So there is a certain relevance to all that running around. It is not in vain, all that running around. But have I learned anything from that running around? Have I used them as a stepping stone in my life? Or have I just kind of in my dumbness, I am doing the same thing again and again for years and years and years and years, and even lifetimes, one life after another. Yeah, so I think I have really shared enough with you that we have enough to reflect upon. For those of us who are, I think Rishabh is joining for the first time, if I'm not wrong. Rishabh, if you want to leave your number, or I may have your number if you have connected through Insider, so that you can be updated about upcoming sessions if you're interested. So yeah, I think that's it from my side. And thank you for listening. Thank you for reflecting upon it alongside and being there. Thank you. And if there is anything that I can, yeah. So Rishabh, if you want to share your number, you can share the number with me in case you are interested, so that I can share the upcoming whatever sessions that we do with you. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. Yeah. Thanks, Rishabh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Yashu. Bye. So I'll be happy to take any questions or concerns if they're there. Yeah. If not, that is also okay. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Thank you.